Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Kevin just told me that I could get a free $1,000 by following his steps. And then I was questioning that. I'm like, how do I do that? And he's like, let's make a video. So here we are.
Well, they're not my steps. That makes it sound like I'm selling you something.
It's true.
They are the steps from the Small Business Administration. And here's basically how this works. If you have a side hustle or a side business where you make your own money, you make your own income doing something, then you have risk and you're a business, you generate money, you're not like employed and being told what to do, then in my opinion, you're a business and you qualify for this SBA grant, which gives you a free $1,000. Would you say you have any kind of side hustle or side business at all?
Yes, I have been doing property management for the past 10 years professionally and transitioned into just our own personal properties over the past 3 years. So I definitely have maintained a business of property management for many, many years. So I guess, yeah, that would qualify, right?
Yeah, basically, if you have any kind of business where when you wake up in the morning, do you ever think to yourself like, okay, I gotta do this for work, and if you don't do this, are you gonna lose income? Is there a risk of you not making money if you don't do something at your own discretion?
100%. If I neglect
your tenants or your business, then you're not gonna make money.
If I neglect my job, then I'm not going to make the money, yeah.
So it's kind of like if you were an Uber driver and you decided not to go drive Uber today, you're not making money.
Right.
But it would be your decision to go make money if you wanted to.
Sure. Self-employed.
That sounds like a business to me.
Yeah.
And so this could be if you're a salon worker and you're getting paid with a 1099 from, the salon owner. You have your own clientele, right? Don't you have a salon that you go to and you're that own person's clients?
Yeah.
They all have their own clients?
Yes.
So that person could also apply. Basically, as long as you're not working for like a company where you go clock in and you're told you gotta wear the uniform, you work 8 to 5, and you get something called a W-2. As long as you don't get that, you're a self-employed person.
So before we go any further, I didn't know any of this, and I am the first to admit when I don't know something, I actually hate it. It's a big pet peeve of mine when people try to act like they know something when they don't. I didn't know any of this, and he literally just told me this while I was editing a different video for my channel. He's like, hey, you actually would qualify for the $1,000. And I'm like, what $1,000? So help me out, Kevin. I have no idea. Like, I'm a newbie with this whole situation, and I'd like to learn, and I think anybody that's deserving of this stimulus check, it should be known that you could do this.
It sounds like you have two businesses. You are a property manager and you have a YouTube channel.
Yes, a new YouTube channel.
So actually you have two side hustles.
Oh, well,
Now, that doesn't mean you get to qualify twice. You only get to qualify for this money once per social security number that you put in.
Yeah.
But you've never applied for this program before.
No.
I applied for this program as a self-employed person. And just to be very clear here, if you're an Uber driver or you make money yourself and you have a social security number, you should apply. If you're in doubt, apply. Again, if you're just a straight up W-2 employee, you get paid every other week or you go clock in, this isn't for you. But if you have a side hustle or side business that actually makes money, you are a business owner. And this money has been allocated for small businesses. You are a small business. And you don't even need to have a company name. Like, do you have a company name? You're just Lauren the property manager,
This is what was confusing to me is that like before I worked exclusively for our own properties, I actually did do this professionally since I was about 19 years old, which was 10 years ago. So for me to hear that I actually would qualify to get this as somebody that still does a professional job, but I thought like, oh, it's, part of the family, whatever. It is still true. I guess I am doing still a side hustle that creates income for our family. Yeah,
and that's the thing. People wonder like, hey, well, I just run rental properties. Well, does that contain risk? Could you get sued? Could you make less money? Could you make more money? Do your decisions influence how much money you could make? Yeah. That is a side hustle. That is, in my opinion, a small business. And the Small Business Administration is offering grants to small businesses. Mm-hmm. And if you believe you are a small business, you should apply. Yeah. And consider this, more than half of Americans are or have some form of a small business. So that means more than 50% of people would qualify this. Sometimes people say up to 60% of people could qualify for this. So why don't we go through it? The first thing I want to clarify is, have you ever heard of this thing called the PPP?
Only through your thumbnail titles.
Okay.
Or sorry, only through your titles.
YouTube video titles, right. How about, because I don't put text in my thumbnails.
That's true, yeah.
Come on, Lauren.
Sorry, just the titles.
What about the EIDL or the EIDL?
Again, only through the titles.
Have you ever heard of the SBA?
I've heard of it.
Okay, all right. So that's fine. Here's basically what you gotta know. And I put it on this little whiteboard right here. There we go. So you got these things here, okay, Lauren? I want you to help me figure out, and first, I guess I should clarify, are you a paid Instagram model?
No, I am not a paid Instagram model.
Because you're beautiful.
Thank you.
We got a few things on this whiteboard here. Hold on. I don't want to cover you up, but I think I'm going to cover you up a little bit. There we go, Lauren. So we got the PPP, which is the Paycheck Protection Program loan. I want you to tell me which one you think we're going to talk about in this video. The PPP would be a forgivable loan. And then there's the EIDL, and there are two parts of the EIDL. There's a part that has to do with the 30-year loan, which you have to pay back over 30 years. And then over here, there's a part that gives you a free $1,000. What do you think we're gonna talk about in this video?
Thinking about the free $1,000 here.
Okay, well, this feels like a really sleazy infomercial, but we're really just trying to provide information about this EIDL program. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, Lauren. We are going to go to COVID-19 relief.sba.gov. And if that sounded really complicated, type into your search browser or your URL browser box or whatever, the address bar, type in metkevin.com/1000. That's just a redirect and it'll send you there. So metkevin.com/1000. And this is what you're going to find. You're going to end up on this page here. So Lauren, I want you to go ahead and take the reins of this. As you can see, this is a streamlined process for you to apply for a COVID-19 economic injury disaster loan application. And notice at the top here that it actually says disaster loan assistance for businesses, nonprofits, homeowners, and renters. Okay, you're a business, you're a homeowner. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through this. First thing, of the top few things here, which one of these sounds like it's you? Applicant is a business, applicant is an agricultural enterprise, or applicant is an individual who operates under a sole proprietorship with or without employees or as an independent contractor.
The third one.
I'd probably go with that. So let's go ahead and check that box here. I actually found that these top two the top three seem to be pretty much exactly the same. Now, are you engaged in any illegal activity or let's see, are you delinquent on child support? Any of those?
No.
Okay, no child support, no illegal activity. What about, do you perform any live performances, like sexual performances, or any kind of like porn work? Oh, okay, all right, so we'll go with no on that one. How about gambling, lobbying, or are you a member of Congress?
No.
No, okay, all right, cool. So we'll check these boxes here, these certifications. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and continue on. So now, Lauren, do you have a business name, or you people just go by Lauren Paffrath?
Just Lauren Paffrath.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and do that? Why don't you type in Lauren Paffrath here? Let's go ahead and fill this out. And then your trade name, why don't we just copy and paste your name? There we go. Okay, that works too. And then do you know your social?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and put your social in here. Now for this page where they ask you about business entity, remember, you are either an independent contractor if you receive a 1099, or you are a sole proprietor if you have your own business and you collect money from, let's say, a lot of different customers who don't necessarily 1099 you, then you're a sole proprietor. If you are an S corporation or LLC, put that. And if you're confused, you could always put other, and the SBA can ask you for clarity. And let's just make an estimate here. Because we can always follow up with proper documentation if it becomes required, but we're making a certification here that, we have been affected as rental landlords by the pandemic, and if your rental income has declined because of the pandemic, you can apply for this, and the same goes for any of your business. So, you know what, let's do this. Let's think about properties that have been affected by the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we have 3 properties that were affected, which means the vast majority of our properties weren't affected by the pandemic.
Right.
So this is really asking you for all of the income that you made in the 12 months prior to the disaster. So from January 31st, 19 to 20. And what we're gonna do is we're only going to talk about the 3 properties that we actually had affected by the pandemic. Now, if you're a business, like you're a hair salon owner, you wanna make this easy, just use all of your income, and then we'll put in a loss for this. But just to make this application similar or simple, because we're doing this all together, let's just use 3 properties that were affected by the pandemic for us. Most of ours weren't. Just a heads up, I'm pretty sure that this part is just a solid estimate of what your business income was and what your expenses were, and then if you had any other kind of losses. I think this is how the SBA determines what size of loan to offer you if you end up wanting a loan. So if you don't end up wanting the loan, you could probably make an estimate here and then just ignore any kind of loan offer that you get in the future. So those numbers were obviously an example for Lauren as a property manager, but let's say you were an Uber driver. Let's say as an Uber driver, you made $50,000 driving Uber and it cost you $25,000 in gas and expenses and that. Just write that in here. Even if you make an estimate, they can always follow up for documentation later. So I would make a reasonable estimate here. So make a reasonable estimate of your gross revenues and a reasonable estimate of your cost of goods sold. Now, because we're talking about rental properties in this example, we're going to fill in this next line. If you're not talking about rental properties, you could skip this next line. But for us, for example, we reduced rents an average of about $200 for 3 properties. And those were year-long contracts. So the pandemic probably cost us around $7,200. So we had lost rents. Again, if you didn't have lost rents, then skip that. So then we have here, are we a nonprofit or agriculture? We're just not gonna put anything there. Compensation from other sources. We haven't gotten any other compensation for your rental property business. So a description of other sources, we'll leave that blank. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and fill out our address. Okay, so Lauren, when would you say you started your business, when you first established your business? Just approximately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
2010?
2010? Okay, so somewhere around January 1st, 2010?
Yeah.
Okay, it's January 1st, 2000. And has it been under the same ownership since then? Have you ever sold your business or started a new kind of division to your business or anything? Or has it pretty much been the same?
It's been the same.
Okay, so let's just put that same thing in here, 2010. So January 1st, 2010. Okay, and then business activity, would you say you fall under real estate then? All right, perfect. You got other options here. Detailed business activity, are you a real estate developer or property manager?
Property manager.
All right, let's go. Oops, I
Schmeat.
did. Oh, there we go. Okay, now, Lauren, let me ask you this. How many employees do you have? And this is something that trips everybody up. How many employees do you have?
It's just me.
Okay, so how many employees does that mean your small business has if it's just you?
1.
Bingo. That's the right answer. So you got 1 employee. You count yourself. And let's go ahead and hit next. Okay, is your business owned by another business? Does some other company own you and tell you what to do?
You're my broker.
No, so you might hang your license with me, kind of like an agent hangs their license at Remax, but I don't tell you what to do, right? You do your own thing, the way you manage your rentals, so you're your own business, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you're not owned by another business.
Right.
Okay, so that's a no there. All right, now let's go ahead and fill out your information again. So you're the owner of this small business. So let's go ahead and put your information in again here, Lauren Paffrath. All right, so we just put in your phone number. Now it's asking you for a title. What's your title of this small business? You've got owner, manager, accountant. What's your title here? What would you say?
Owner.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. Your small business, Uber driver, anything, you just pop in owner here. And then since you're a small business, how much of your small business do you own?
100%.
There you go, 100%. All right, let's put in 100%. Perfect. So now we're gonna put in Lauren's email, social security, and date of birth again. And we're gonna check this box here that yes, you are a citizen, and we'll put in your address. What we're going to do is hit the next button right after we fill that information out, and then we'll show you the next page. Okay, good. Now we're on the next page here. In the past year, has your business or listed owner been convicted of a felony? Or oh, look at this, or committed a felony during and in connection with a riot or civil disorder?
Wow.
Wow.
No.
No, okay. So you haven't been rioting. Is the applicant or any listed owner currently suspended or debarred from the federal government from receiving grants?
No.
You presently subject to an indictment, criminal information arraignment, or by other means being charged with federal criminal charges?
No.
Or have you been a felon within the last 5 years? All right, perfect. So did anybody help you, assist you in filling out this form?
Yes.
No. No.
I did it myself.
Do not put my information on here. No. I am not your representative. So we're clicking no there, okay? The answer is no. Do not put Kevin or Lauren in here. No. And we're not professionals. We're people on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. So now I want to ask you this. Do you or would you like to be considered for an advance of up to $10,000?
Sure.
Right. This is the box where you're going to receive $1,000 per employee if you check this box. So how many $1,000 checks are you expecting to receive?
One.
Right. And that's because you put in one employee.
Right.
Okay, so let's now go ahead and put in your bank account information, which in case you're not familiar is you want to look up a check. Take your check, the first digits are the routing number, and then you got the account number thereafter. You can kind of Google a check and look that up. If you do not have a bank account where you can get electronic deposit, I encourage you to go to metkevin.com/stocks. And that's going to pop up a website called M1 Finance. It's where I invest stocks and things like that. You can kind of see the stocks I pick. But if you create an account at M1 Finance, you will also be able to sign up for a checking account. It takes you minutes to sign up for a checking account there. And if you sign up for a checking account, you will also receive a routing number and account number. And then that way that money will show up there. Then you could also request a debit card. Lauren, would you mind opening that second drawer there? You can grab the black one there, the black Visa. Yeah, this is my M1 Finance debit card, so you could get something like that, and then you could have the money transferred onto this, and you could spend it. So let's go ahead and drop in here or you know what, let's use... we should have your name should be on this account. So why don't we use your personal account? Do you have a check for your account? Okay, so you don't have a check for your account. Well, let's see if there's another way for us to look up your account number. Can you go on your phone and log into your Chase? So this would be another way to log into your account because we have a joint account, but I used our joint account. I may have used the business account. I'm not sure, but I'd like to have the account name match your name to prevent any kind of issues. So I'd love this to go into your individual account. And what you could do is go to statements.
Oh, just mine.
Yeah, so go to yours, and then let's see if you can pull up a statement here. See statements, so let's pop that open. And a statement should show you your bank account number. So statements, here we go. There's your May statement, open as PDF. This is on Chase. So, okay, there we go. See, here's your account number at the top. Now, the cool thing is you can Google the routing numbers for a lot of your banks. I happen to know the routing number for our bank because, well, we have the same routing number, and I like to use this. And I feel like I've got like so many things that are sponsored, but this is not one of them. I like using 1Password to manage all my passwords and my bank account numbers. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up. So we got our bank account number here. We got our bank name. Let's go. Well, we're not gonna share that screen. We'll do Chase, and the account number we're gonna ask you in just a moment, but the routing number, we're gonna throw that in. For Chase, it's like 3222, right? Okay, let's go ahead and put in the rest of the information. There we go. And put that under routing number. There we go. And your account number has lots of leading zeros. I'm gonna leave those off. Those usually don't matter. There we go. It doesn't want me to put it through without the zeros. So let's go ahead. How many zeros is that? Just kind of annoying.
One, 2, 3, 4. I think 6. Yeah.
Okay, good. And then there we go. Yep. 2. All right. Okay, everything's green. So we are now going to share the screen again here. Okay, so Lauren, you just checked this box here that you certify under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States that the above is true and correct, and that you shouldn't, that all of the information in this should be true. And you are a small business, right? You are a property manager. You did provide a bank account with your name.
Yeah.
You did have to reduce rents, or your company or your business lost money because of the pandemic. Is that true?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, then let's go ahead and hit, whoa, what? One more thing here, wait a minute. It says here, on behalf of the individual owners identified in the application for a business applying for a loan, wait a minute, I thought this was a grant. Why would it say that you're applying for a loan?
I have to pay back.
All right, well, that is a very good question. So let's go back to this whiteboard here and make this clear. Remember when I mentioned here that we have this EIDL and there's a loan portion and there's a free $1,000 portion? Yeah, so we're gonna ignore this PPP thing. If you want that, you go to like cabbage.com or something like that. And that takes a lot more paperwork and an application. So this EIDL application you're filling out actually hooks you up for both of these things. The box you checked for that advance of $10,000 is so that you can get that deposited into your bank account. Now, it's very important that you also unlock your credit for the SBA. Is your credit frozen?
Yeah.
Okay, so after we apply for this, we'll unfreeze your credit because they're going to do a credit check on you. I'm not sure exactly why, but they run your credit. And the CARES Act does say that you don't have to have a certain credit score. It just says you can get basically qualified for this free money if they run your credit.
Okay.
So we haven't figured out if there's a score requirement
It's
yet.
not like a scam to get your social and all of your information.
You know, the SBA loves your information,
Yeah.
let's put it that way. But nobody's going to protect your information better than the government.
Okay.
All right. So that's the Europe. You checked that box for that $10,000 advance, right?
Yeah.
So that makes you eligible for that free $1,000 because you're getting $1,000 per employee and you checked one employee, right? All right. You may also in the future get an email offering you a loan of additional money. We don't know exactly what their algorithm is for determining how much money you would get. But what do you think about the ability of filling this form out and then receiving $1,000 and then getting offered a loan? What does that mean to you? Do you think you have to take the loan?
No.
Okay, good. Because that's true. You do not have to accept this loan.
It's just an offer.
It's just an offer of the loan.
Yeah.
Does that mean you have to return the $1,000 if you don't take the loan, though?
No, you said free.
Exactly. The grant is completely free. It does not have to be repaid. You are applying as a small business in response to the CARES Act, and because your business was affected by the pandemic,
Yeah.
at the time of your application, you apply for this.
Awesome.
Okay, good. So let's go ahead and hit the next button here and let's see what happens next. Go ahead. So on this next page, it shows a lot of your personal information. Again, you just want to make sure that looks correct. Go ahead and check if you're not a robot, as long as you're not. Okay,
Oh, geez.
bicycles. Oh,
okay.
here we go.
Part of a bike, part of a bike, part of a bike.
No, verify.
Verify.
Oh, you got verified the first time. I usually have to do that like 3 times. Go ahead and submit.
You wouldn't have gotten that handle, I know that.
Ooh, look at that. Yeah, that's true. That little handle that was out there.
Little bit of the handle.
Golly. Okay, Lauren, congratulations. You have
Thank
successfully applied. Now we need to make sure that we unfreeze your credit. And then after we unfreeze your credit, you should expect to hear something from the SBA within the next 3 weeks. Of course, no guarantees because this whole stimulus debacle has been a disaster.
But I want my free money.
Yeah. Well, if you do want something free in the meantime, you could get 2 free stocks with Webull. If you deposit just $100, you get 2 free stocks with Webull. A link down below.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No?
Are you happy we went through this application and got that done?
Yeah, because I was affected by it. Like, that's not even a joke.
It's just fully legitimate.
So,
we
yeah.
wouldn't have applied if it was a joke.
No.
And so the nice thing is, if we weren't recording, how long do you think that application would have actually taken if you were doing this yourself? How long?
Without your help.
Yeah, that's true. Without this video, without my help,
I mean, maybe double it because I want to read everything, and I know you know a lot about it.
So maybe 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually not that bad.
No, and it'd be worth it.
For $1,000.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one more question for you. If you had somebody who you paid on a payroll, like you had a secretary who answered the phone for you, and you paid them wages, you paid them every Friday, and so you had now an employee, and you filled out this application, what would you have done differently if you had that person you were paying a paycheck every 2 weeks?
That'd be another employee.
Okay, so how many employees would you have in total then? 2. And then how much money would you expect to get from this application?
$2,000.
$2,000, yeah. And we're still gonna unfreeze your credit, right? Okay, good. So we're gonna unfreeze your credit, and then we're in wait and see mode, which is pretty typical with the government, huh?
Yeah.
Wait and see mode. Okay, well there you go, Lauren. Why don't you close your own video out? I feel like I've taken over.
Thank you for being involved in my video. No, but really I needed Kevin. Like I said before, I don't want to claim that I know anything that I don't. And he definitely is the guy to go to for any stimulus related stuff. So I definitely appreciate your help. And I'm happy to help other people learn how to do this as well. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I had fun. You know what? Comment down below if Lauren should do more stimulus stuff.
Oh, geez.
Wait for it. Hold on. I really want to know. Go ahead, Lauren. Give it your best right here. Let's do an intro, okay? This is your stimulus check and stimulus package update right here.
Okay.
Let's try it.
I don't even know how you intro your stuff.
Well, what is it? Hey everyone, Lauren here. Let's get you this.
Slap it at all?
You could do whatever you want.
Hey everybody, it's Lauren here. We're back with another stimulus update. I feel like this is not you at all.
You're supposed to be you.
Oh, I thought it was mimicking you.
Be you.
Okay.
Do your version.
Okay.
Now that you're all red.
Tone down a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another stimulus update. It's Lauren here. Now that I'm fully educated with my knowledge of stimulus, I want to provide you this information, so let me know if you want to hear more about it. And yeah.
Like and subscribe.
And have your 2 free Weeble. And
2 free stocks with Weeble and life insurance and the programs down below and the M1 Finance link and what was the other one we said? We had the 1Password and okay, let's end it.
I don't know.